Hello and good morning. I'm going to just quickly check that I am live in the right place. I forgot to let you know that I was going to be live at the regular time today. Let's shift over in front of the window. Check that I'm live in the right place. And hopefully somebody will be joining us this morning for a bit of chit chat. So today it is Tuesday the 10th of January. Gosh, motoring our way through into the new year very fast. You know what it's like, time just flies, doesn't it? So yeah, very miserable day. It's been a very miserable night as well. Very wet, windy, a bit gusty, the wind. I've left Alfie in the house this morning because Jason is unwell. He's got some kind of flu bug. We have tested him today. It's not COVID, so fingers crossed it stays that way. And he seems a little bit better today, but very unlike him. He came home from work yesterday afternoon, which is very unlike him, and just went straight to bed. I had to go out to the dentist, so I had to leave him to it, but he didn't even get out of bed at all. So yeah, he is not the best. So he's just like really sniffly, congested and heady, and he's a bit off his food, which he's trying to lose weight from, not just from Christmas, but he's on a cut down. He's on his January cut down, so you know, having an appetite still is annoying him. So yeah, let's just say it's been a couple of weeks of not the happiest of places around here, with Jason having his bad back for a couple of weeks and then now picking up this bug, which, to be fair, the grandchildren have all been poorly over Christmas. I've had sniffles, sore throat for a couple of weeks, so it just seems to have hit him a little bit harder. So I've got everything crossed that I don't get what he's got. I've got classes on Thursday, so I will be testing. I've got some more tests arriving today, actually, in the post, hopefully. So I will keep in touch with those of you that I'll be seeing Thursday. And also I've got an important meeting in Birmingham on Friday with Stampin Up. So I need to be well for that. So anyway, let us see who is on. A couple of people on. Today I'm going to be using 2 Sale-a-Bration items. And now I can actually show the inside of the catalogues with you. So I'm going to be using the Adorable Owls, which I think is top of the sales list for the first week of Sale-a-Bration, and I'm not surprised. It is really, really cute. And then I'm using the Beautifully Happy, which I think I might have shown you something with it already. I can't remember, but I think I have. So 2 Sale-a-Bration products, and then I'm just looking at my projects. It's mainly those 2. So right, without further ado, let's shift things out of the way and get you set down on my desk. So bear with the palm of the hand. I've still got that bit of a tickly niggle in my throat as well. So we'll have to sort that. Excuse me, I'll cough now and get it over and done with. Let's get this grid paper taped down. We look a bit crooked. I think it's my phone in my holder that's crooked. It just really throws me out. So how are we all? A couple of you on. Yeah, I totally forgot. With Jason, although I was awake at normal, we did get up a bit later this morning. I didn't set the alarm until 7 because I'm just going to grab a bit more tape. We knew Jason wasn't going to be heading straight into the office this morning. He's going to go in a bit later, I think, because I came over here. I said, I'll leave Alfie with you because he'll just he won't know where his loyalties lie. And if he knows Jason's in the house, he'll kind of want to be there, but he'll also be worrying because I'm over here. And he kind of toos and froze when this happens. So good morning, Lucy Ann. So I've left him over there. And as I left, Jason looked at me and said, what am I going to do? I was like, I don't know. You'll have to find something to do. Research something, because he's not a man to sit around doing nothing. Rarely is he doing nothing. So Yeah, but he also, his back has been better. He's been for a few sessions at the osteopath. And because obviously he came home at 3 yesterday and just went to bed feeling so rough, he's got up this morning and he's slightly twisted again. So he's annoyed about that. So I've said, don't go back to bed. It's probably not good for your back. Just sit, you know, in a decent chair, upright, and do something. Occupy your brain. And I know what happened. That will involve research, because he keeps talking about he needs another new motorbike. So he's going to be researching that and searching, I am sure. I'll go back over and his head will be stuck in his iPad, which is never a good thing, because I know that he's on the lookout for something. Okay, so 2 really lovely Sale-a-Bration sets. Good morning if you are hopping on. So I can finally show you inside of the catalogue. So this is our only Sale-a-Bration of 2023. So that is another first. Although we used to originally only have one, and now this is shorter. So it's only until the end of February, and there will not be one coming later in the year. So we have the adorable owls, which you can see here. How sweet are they? I think it's going to be exciting finding different ways of colouring these owls. I've been doing a bit of research and seeing what other people have been doing as well. So I am good. How are you, Lucy Ann? Have you got work today or are you at home? We've got the Thanks a Bunch set, which I have not played with it yet. I've seen some really lovely things done with it. I was a bit reserved about it at first because, yeah, as you can see, it's carrots. But I know a lot of people that love their veggie growing, so, and have kitchen gardens. So I just think it's going to be useful. And I can see other, I've not seen a lot done with it, but I've seen a couple of things, but I can see other uses for, you know, even if you don't want to use the actual carrots, the foliage and the leaves and the greetings, I'm sure there's going to be some great things happening with that. We've got the Dainty Flowers DSP, which I've already shared with you. Got some samples over there, and of course that goes with my favourite, the Dainty Delight bundle. Can feel that tickle. That frog is upon me. Day at the Farm pattern papers. How cute are these? These coordinate with a bundle that's in the catalogue as well. You can see the cow there. And there's lots of farm animals and some dies that go with that. Sending support, got a nice sentiment set there. Got these lovely papers, the favoured flowers. So could do a bit of cutting in there. And this coordinates with the fragrant flowers bundle in the new mini. Lots of choices. In the Country, another one there if you like a bit of watercolouring style. Look how that one's been heat embossed. I don't know if you can see that. How clever is that? And then the one I'm using today, the Beautifully Happy. I think this is such a great one. This is free with a £90 purchase, as you can see there. But it's definitely worth it. Another great £90 free gift is the Dandy Designs DSP. I've shown you this, it's adorable. And you've got 48 sheets of 12 by 12 in there, so there's just some inspiration here of how they've used that. Of course, we've got, if you are hosting, we've got a free stamp set for when your party reaches, I want to say 225. I need to check on that, I should know that. Doesn't say there. Okay, I'll check on that. And then, of course, we have the great join offer where we have 3 different options. You can receive the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine for £125, or you can just take the standard kit for £99, but you get £170 worth of product with both. And this is the new Boho Blue Mini Machine. Okay, it's a new in colour that's coming, which is very exciting. And then a bit more inspo on the back. So, of course, this is live as well. If you're on my email list, then you will have had links to all of that. I've got new email system that I'm working on, so do bear with me on that as well. Right, let's get stamping because I have got a lot of work to do. Got a busy old few days coming up. So let's pull in some kits. Okay, right. A lot of white going on here, but we are adding a bit of colour. Oh, colour combo, talking of colour. I'm using soft suede, balmy blue, soft sea foam and old olive, okay? And I have used, let's stack those out ready in front of us. I've used the Regency Park pattern papers. I used these last week. Such a lovely pack of papers, as you can see, 6x6. Got some lovely patterns on the back, lovely colours, petal pink, balmy blue, night of navy. What's the green in here? Shaded spruce, sweet sorbet. A really good selection, and you've all been loving, this is what I created last week, so that was using those colours and that paper, and you've all been loving these. It's been going really well on Instagram, and I've had quite a lot of views on their YouTube channel where I created these with you last week, so that is good. And I know Facebook can be a little bit glitchy when you're on the catch up or on the live. It's a little bit annoying. But yeah, always check up for the YouTube catch up. I don't know whether I am thinking about experimenting. I think I said this last time, and going live via YouTube. But I don't even know how that works. So I have to look into that. And with that comes time, and there is very little time for research at the moment. Good morning, Vicky. How are you doing? You're going to watch me later. That is fine. Thanks for stopping by. And yes, hopefully I will see you on Thursday. Don't know if you heard earlier, but Jason's not very well. He's got some kind of flu bug. He's definitely a bit better today than he was yesterday. But he's tested and he's negative. So fingers crossed it stays that way. Hello, Rose, all the way from Australia, Tasmania. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoy catching up with us today. So let's start with our base. We've got a piece of basic white, and this measures 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. We're just going to fold that in half. Use the bone folder to give us a nice crease. And then I've got some layers of white here. Mostly this is first layer of my card, which is usually 3 3/4 by 5 3/8, which it is. So that's going to be the first layer on our card, and then I've got a couple of bits and pieces here I'm going to be using for die cutting. I need to also find some, grab a piece of scrap to do some stamping on. That will do nicely. So I've also got a strip. This is literally out of my scrap bag, my scrap envelope, and it measures 3 3/8. It could be slightly longer, it could be slightly shorter, and it's 7/8. It's just under an inch. And then I've got a scrap piece. I'm going to die cut an edge with this scrap piece of soft sea foam. Oops, and I totally just knocked my camera. That wasn't a good plan. It could be all out of sync now. That was trying to get my hair out of my face because I couldn't see what I was doing. Right, which way do I need to turn this now? That is the question. Because I think it goes back to front. Let's just try turning it like that and see what happens. That was not a good plan. Let's leave it at that. Right, I'll try not to do that again. Honestly, I am struggling with my glasses on. I'm struggling with them off, to be honest. But I desperately need to get that eye appointment made. Maybe I keep saying to you, you need to make me make that appointment, and I just keep forgetting. I know it sounds stupid, but I just don't get to it. And all of the general opticians, they're all so busy at the minute. So I need to kind of hoping to find something just sort of local that I can go and get my eyes tested, because with my glasses on now, everything close up is just too close up. And as you can tell by then, I'm bumping into things. I'm not giving you much faith, am I, for creating these cards this morning, but we'll see. I'll let you be the judge of that. Good morning, Belle. How are you? Lovely colour combo. Yeah, I know. Get well to Jay. I mean, I thought the bad back was worse than man flu, but yeah, the man flu is definitely worse. Okay, so this is the top layer of my card. I'm going to start with that one for now, I think. No, I'm not. I'm going to do my stamping bits and then they can sit and dry. So I'm also going to be using my Memento black ink pad. Let's put that there because I need to die cut. And I've got some blends as well. So I've pulled out Crumb Cake Light and Dark. We've got, is that grey granite? Yeah, light grey granite and light balmy blue. Someone is asking, oh no, that's fine. Something just popped up then on my phone. Said someone was asking to join. I've also pulled out my colour lifter as well. So this is good if you just go over an edge and you didn't want to go over that edge. You can kind of like rub it out if you haven't gone too far over. Right, what we're going to do is start with this cute little owl. Now I'm going to call her a she because I just feel that she is a she. She could be a he, whatever takes your fancy. But I just think this one with the bow makes it feel slightly more kind of masculine. This one's really sweet as well. I've been colouring in that one. Don't think I've inked up this one yet. So, but they're so sweet. They're cling, as you can see, and we've got some greetings in there as well. And this is a Sale-a-Bration set, so it's free when you spend £45. So I don't need my mat for this one, but I'm going to stamp a couple and then just let them dry while we do some other stuff. So as I'm inking up, I'm going to do a few. And I will be fussy cutting this out. I'm going to fill up my sheet. Let's put one in there. So I'm just going to stamp a few, and then I've got a few left for later. I've got some more projects that I want to do with this later. And then I also need, from the Beautifully Happy, oops, oh, it's just out of my reach. I'm using 2 stamps from here, so I'm going to be using this large one, and these are shown smaller on the cover. They are at 85%, so they are slightly bigger than what you see. In fact, you can see just how much bigger they are in real life. So I need that one there. Let's put that back this side. And then I'm also going to be stamping, I've already mounted it, this little single flower. And as you can see, this is a 2-step stamp set. Okay, so it tells you that here. But you've got like solid stamps. So for this flower that I'm using, you've got this solid stamp here that will just instantly add colour without having to worry about any technical colouring. You can just simply add in a bit of colour. Right, what I want to do first is add this large stamp. Inking up the hours at last. Yes, I know. I was just too engrossed in Petal Park and Dainty Delight, so it's been hard to put those down, but I knew that I needed to share something Sale-a-Bration with you. So I'm taking my stamp, my ink rather, to my stamp because my stamp surface is bigger than my ink. I'm going to pull out a mat because this is photopolymer, and Stampin' Up recommend we always stamp on a spongy mat when we're using a photopolymer stamp. And I'm just going to pop this one right down there like that. Let's put you to one side. I adore this image. I think it's great. And let's show you again on here. We've got different stamps that build up colour on this one. So you could now take your pens and colour that in. You could use your aqua painter, you could watercolour with it. You could, you can do whatever you choose. But if you want something quick, then you've got this leaf here, which does this bottom part. You've got the floral bit in the centre, and then you've got this part here that colours in those buds. So it's really clever. It's a really clever set, and I love the greetings on here. Right, I'm going to leave that there, and then I need a couple of this flower as well. Let's find some scraps. Got loads of scrappy bits to use up. That should be big enough. Don't tell Jason either, I turned the heating up another notch over here when I got here. We are nearly out of wood pellets. It's getting to a desperate point. Honestly, we filled up. We didn't fill up. We had delivery. When I was in Vienna with Stampin' Up, we had delivery of 3 ton of wood pellets. And they have jumped up in price, like everything else. Massively. So I think at present there's something like, I want to say either 620 or 670 a ton. And when we had that delivery, we had 3 ton, so it was just under £2,000, I think. Bearing in mind, so we're the 10th today, and I went to Vienna on the 10th of November. So 2 months, we've used all of that 3 ton that we had in, plus I think we already had a ton in there already left in the hopper, and we're virtually out. We're like, we're surviving on fumes. So we've probably used, I don't know, between £2,500 and £3,000 worth of wood pellets in 2 months. That is crazy, absolutely crazy, because we had that really cold spell and the heating was on all of the time, 24/7. That's not very pleasant in there. Let's get rid of that. Even got a dimensional back from somewhere. Yeah, so we've used all of that eco heating, which that is one thing, it's sustainable heating. But when Jason rang up to order them, they said it was going to be like two-week delivery. So, and he knew we were getting really low. So yeah, hopefully they were scheduled to come tomorrow. So we've been turning the heating off at night, which recently we haven't really needed it on at night, but it has kind of saved us a little bit. It's kept us going a little bit longer. So, but when the weather's damp like this, the walls are so thick on the barn, it does just cool down. So it's trying to just keep it topped up and keep it warm. So we did actually light the fire, and I know some of you did as well. On Sunday evening, it went really chilly, didn't it? Our temperatures they're really sporadic at the minute. They're like up and down, a bit like our weather, really, isn't it? It's just weather in general. And so we did like the small fire down the snug on Sunday night just to cozy it up a little bit. So I've stamped 2 flowers, and now I've got the centerpiece, and just need to fathom out which way. And you can see just how lovely and easily this lines in to fill with colour. And look at that. I just think it's brilliant. Let's do the other one. Sometimes I like to stamp off as well, but I'm going to leave this as full colour. I can't really see very well with this one. But it's like graded so that it's darker at that center point. Now there is also another little stamp to colour in the bud and like the, I'm not sure what you call this part where the flower joins the stem. There's usually like a little leafy bit, a bit of foliage. So let's just colour that in. I'm going to do it in Old Olive. I think I might have stamped it off. Sorry, you probably can't see, I'm hiding the light. That is quite dark, but we'll leave it at that for this one. I can hear a fly buzzing in the window as well. So yeah, it's always good when we've had that wood pellet delivery. I'm going to stamp another couple of those quickly because I need them for my next project. And while we've got it all here, oh gosh, I could see that was going to happen. I totally pressed so hard then. Let's do those again. I was a bit heavy-handed and I rocked and pressed right down in, and you see that ink there? That went on there, which wouldn't hurt, but look how thick that stem is. A very bad example of stamping. Right, this one, I might stamp it off. I'm going to need one, and let's see the paler version. So before I came over, I said to Jason, are you going to light the fire? And he said, it's not that cold in here. Which it isn't really. Can you see just by stamping off just how much paler it is? And then what I might do is stamp off with the little stem as well. Just hold my finger out of the way and it just stops that shadow coming in so you can see a little better what I'm doing. Yeah, apparently our heating pellets have gone up in price because they come from Ukraine. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. Whether they're just jumping on the same bandwagon as everybody else. But you've heard me say this before. When we moved in 5 years ago, they were £80 a tonne. And then there was some kind of flood crisis and they doubled in price. So they've gone from £80 to £650, £670 a tonne in the last 5 years. Absolute madness. But there you go. That's what happens when you move into a barn conversion. You never really know what you're getting. So what do I need to do now? Well, let's do a bit of colouring in of a couple of owls. I'll just do one for now. Put those to one side. Curl up a chair and grab my blends. So what have you all been up to? It's been a bit strange, I'm not going to lie. It's been a bit strange with Jason having a bad back and not really going anywhere. It's kind of been a bit strange since New Year. It's like not been normal, though we did at the weekend because he was, obviously his back has improved a lot. On Saturday, we drove over to Monmouth, which is not that far from here, and went and had coffee, did a food shop in Waitrose and had a little wander around. Although the heavens opened when we left, it was a bit of blue sky. It had rained in the morning, but as we got nearer, the sun went away and the heavens opened, so it was a bit miserable. That probably didn't help Jason's cold, did it? Him getting wet. So right, I'm going to start with the dark crumb cake. And I like to use, as you know, I like to use the bullet tip. And I'm just going to colour in the top part of his head. Now there will be so many different ways and different colourways for colouring in this owl. And as I've said, so many different types of colouring medium, would that be the word? Different, you know, like watercolour pencils, pastels, all sorts of different things. And I'm going to colour in her tummy. So no, I'm not doing any specific shading here, I'm just adding colour. So that was the dark crumb cake. Then with the light one, I'm going to just fill in that part of the ears and then face and the body. This is where I'm finding it difficult with my eyes, that I can't, basically I can't see close up anymore with these glasses on. So I really need to do something about it. And why is it that I really need to do something about it and I still haven't done anything about it? It's one of those things, it's just like you keep putting up with something, isn't it? It's like when there's a job that needs doing around the house. How many times do you walk by it before it actually gets done? With me, I'm definitely put things off. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it later. Then what I'm going to do is I've just coloured in, hopefully you can see that. I've just coloured in the face and the body, and I'm just going to add a couple of like dots of dark under the wing bits, just to add like a bit of shadow where it might be slightly darker. Don't know if you can see that, it's hard to see if I'm holding this in the right place. And then I felt I needed a different colour for the beak, but I didn't want to use like a bright colour like an orange or anything like that. I don't know what colour beaks owls have. I should check with Jason's nephew's wife, because she has an owl. So I've used a light grey granite anyway, just to do the beak. She has 2 owls now actually. She's got an Instagram account. She used to have lots of birds, like budgies. And now she's gone into owls. Oops. Just went over them, but it'll be fine. And that's that, simple colouring. But how cute is she? He, she, whatever you like. I think it's really sweet. Such a cute set. Let's cut this out. For Christmas I had some lovely new gel polishes from Sophie. And I've just not found the time to have a go with them, but I desperately need to, because I'm thinking if I get those on, they're going to help my nails to grow a bit. Just having a bit of a moment, and I think that's probably, we've talked about this before, just feeling slightly not 100%. My nails are sort of telling that story as well. Right, let's trim around. I am cutting off some of these like feathery, apart from these up here, I do tend to go around these bits. But a lot of the others I'm just like trimming off. Like those there, I'm just going to trim right off. So yeah, let me know what you've been up to. I did mention last week about, you know, about my Facebook Lives. And I am considering maybe doing some kind of class here on a Tuesday morning. Not every Tuesday morning, once or twice a month. So it may mean that I may reduce my Facebook Lives, or I may do an online class instead. So, but just something that I'm thinking about. With Coles is going back to work in February, so I'm going to be having Teddy and Evsy for a whole day on a Wednesday probably, and I want to have baby Luca as well. Sophie wants to do a few more hours back at work, so I'm trying to like schedule and kind of get everything into motion so that we sort of know where we are. So once I know where I am with them, then I can make plans to schedule more things to do here. So I can't schedule in more things until I sort them first. They are my priority. So and they're all growing up so fast as well, which is scary. Belle, good morning, Helen. How are you doing, sweetheart? How are you? Belle, your nails have improved hugely since going on HRT. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Definitely good to hear. I wait with bated breath then for that to happen to me. We shall see. Okay, right, I'm going to pop this layer down onto my base. I'm just going to curl up each corner with my bone folder so that it's not sat directly onto my base. And I could layer this with dimensionals, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it flat for now. Oh, a tombow is, and I'm just going to run glue along the middle like that. So I'm not encouraging the edges to stick down at all. So because it's like white on white, I want it to kind of like pop out a bit if it can. So we'll just start with that. And then I want to pull in. You all know how much I love a splat stamp. I mean, we talk about it every single week. And in the Beautifully Happy, you've got this lovely one here. Oh, something I've just spotted. This tiny little stamp here. We need to use that. Let's find a little block. You've got a couple of tiny flowers here, flower centres. This is the one that I want. So this is how this stamp box comes, so that you can stick them directly on the cover inside. You have to be very careful not to lose these because they're tiny. I'm just going to pop in, going to stamp that off and just add that little bit of colour in there. So I'm inking with Balmy Blue, I'm stamping it off and just popping it in there. Doesn't make a massive difference, but just adds a bit of colour. I need to cut both of these out. Let's do this first because that's where we were going. So with my splats, I'm going to use the soft seafoam. I'm glad all is good, Helen. Yeah, I'm fine. A bit, still got the frog in the throat. It's just that time of year, isn't it? And I'm just going to add a bit of splattage around the edge of this flower. Let's go that way. Like that. Just love how that finishes it off and sort of takes away some white space. Right, let's cut these out very quickly and trim around. Yeah, my biggest issue with myself is not getting things done. I'm rubbish at making appointments. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it later, and then I never get to it, and then later comes and I'll do it tomorrow. Terrible. I need to make a hair appointment. I've had a hair appointment booked, but it's for next week, and I managed to book it when it's my coffee and card day. So I went to cancel it, well, not cancel it, but move it after Christmas. and my hairdresser's going on maternity leave, and she didn't have anything else between now and April. So yeah, let's just say the roots are showing. And have I done anything yet about sorting another appointment? No, but I really need to. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, I need to make that appointment. Or I need to even find someone to make an appointment with. I need to make a decision of who's going to do my hair. Belle, maybe I'll have to come and pay you a visit. But yeah, I'm rubbish at things like that. Okay, 2 flowers. They're quick and easy to cut out as well. They're so pretty. I just think that stamp set is amazing. An amazing free gift. What do we need to do now? So we need some wordage. And I think there's some lovely ones on here. You are easy to love. Thank you. Kindness matters. For a very happy birthday. Sending happy thoughts. And for a feeling a better kind of day. Also, have you noticed there's a lovely bee in this one? And I thought, for a feeling better kind of day, because the majority of people that you speak to at the moment, they're under the weather. So I thought, oh, that says for a happy birthday. Goodness me. Let's change it to the one that I said we were going to use. For a feeling better kind of day. Love the mixture of fonts on here. Got Tombow stuck under here. Right, and we're going to use the soft suede. I wanted something deeper than just crumb cake. Let's bring in my mat. Line this one up and ink it up. So what did I do the weekend? I always tell you what I did the weekend. Saturday I worked in the morning. Jason went off to work. And then he came back and we went to Monmouth. Got back at dinner time. Had something to eat. Snuggled up in front of the TV. So not a massively exciting day. But I needed to get out. You know, when I am... Those of you that don't know me, I am a great home bird, okay? I find it hard to leave the house. I love being here. I'm happy to be here on my own for a few days, not see anybody. It really doesn't bother me. But after about, on the 4th day, I usually like to get out. Usually a bit of retail therapy, usually like Home Sense or something like that, just to actually get out and wander and, you know, connect with the living world. But I'm definitely a home bird. I love being here in my studio. It's a lovely place. I'm so lucky. It's a lovely place to be creative in, and I find it hard to pull myself away from here. So on Saturday I'd got to the point of like, I need to get out now. I don't think I'd been too far. I had met Sophie. Actually, that's a bit of a fib, because I met with Sophie and Coles on Friday over at Gallagher, the retail park, and we had coffee out, and we did a little Home Sense mooch and Sainsbury's shop as well. So yeah, at the weekends, I like to do something with Jay. We like to have coffee or something together if we can. And because he was going out on his bike on Sunday morning, I was like, well, you need to take me out somewhere, you know, because you'll be out all day tomorrow. And otherwise, I'll just work all day when he's not here. So that was what he did. Anyway, yeah, we had coffee out in Monmouth. It was nice. Helen should have popped in for a cuppa. Is it that way? How far? Yeah, actually it is. There's I remember seeing the signs for your direction. It was like, when we came through, it was like 7 miles away. So Belle, you think you'd pop a bed in my studio and happily live in there? Yeah, it's nice and toasty in here today as well. It's real cozy. So, and I am surrounded. I put a little post, a little story up on my Instagram at the weekend. I'm surrounded by goodies, chocolates, biscuits. There's even a can of pink gin and tonic right in front of me. There's not for me to devour, for me to be creative with. So yeah, well, I was a little bit miffed. I saw these at the weekend. You can see I've opened them. I haven't eaten any yet. But oh, it's only 10 minutes, Helen. Okay, yeah. Well, next time I'll give you a bit of notice next time. I saw these because I was looking for some red chocolates, and I saw that egg there up at the top, and I thought maybe these are wrapped in red foil. So false economy, because when I opened them up, they are huge. They're not in red foil. So I was a bit gutted about that. I'll probably still find something to do with them. But yeah, Cadbury let me down. I wanted something in red foil. The other thing that I really like to be creative with are these, because they come foiled. Now, I've bought these a lot in the past and done stuff with them, put them in little cello bags, and they've had silver wrappers on. But look what they've done. They've foiled them properly. So I'm restricted now to colours because I've got that purple edge. So I might just have to eat them. We'll see. Watch this space. Watch this space. I've got, oh my God, all these bars of chocolates and things going on in front of me. So yeah, putting up a bed, we'd have plenty of snacks to see you through anyway. Right, let's get on with the task in hand. So I've taken a strip from the, I want to say Petal Park, but it's not, Regency Park papers. So I've taken a little strip. This is probably 3 inches. Yeah, so it's half of a width. So the paper's 6 inches. So I've just cut it at ½ an inch and chopped it at 3. I've got that piece of old olive that I told you about. And then I've got this strip of soft sea foam. And I'm going to use my Old Faithful cracker dies. I'm also going to use the Something Fancy dies as well. That coordinates, if I got it here, if I put it away. I've shown you this loads of times with the Something Fancy greeting set. Lovely bundle. Need the largest one of those. Excuse me. Marks and Spencer's got loads of Valentine chockies, including sausage dogs. And they've got red foil. Wow, I'll have to go and have a look in there. Thank you. We were actually right by, there's an M&S in Monmouth, only a small one, but we went into Waitrose instead. So otherwise I would have spotted them. Right, what I'm going to do with my cracker die is just create an edge on there. I'll do that first. Just out of shot, to run that through quickly, and then I'll cut that label out. So I'm just run over that edge and then run back on itself. Pull that off. And then we've just got this beautiful border. Honestly, I use this all the time for that edgy die, let alone all of these lovely little banner dies, and hearts are going to be so useful for Valentine treats. That's what's next on my mission, is making treats. Let's just trim that, run that through quickly. Keep that tape. the die back where it belongs, then it won't get lost. Let's just get my adhesive remover on there. And then I think we're good to assemble. Right, let's start with this. What I want to do is mount this onto the bottom, mount that scallopy border on the bottom of this old olive layer. Ellie, where have you been? You've been out for a soggy run. Good for you. I wish I could run. I'm feeling so unfit at the moment. We met over at Gallagher Retail Park in Cheltenham Friday morning, and I always carry a pushchair in my car, and Sophie had Luca, and then Coles had Teddy and Evsy. And I didn't get my pushchair out, but I ran back from HomeSense to my car, which was parked the other side of the car park, and it almost killed me. Really, really not very fit at the minute, which isn't good. So I admire you for going out for your run. Might have to take on board that couch to 5K. I mean, I can run if I put my mind to it, but I think I've just got out of, it's been a while. And with my aged knees, I'm not sure it's what I should be doing, but we'll see. Right, I'm going to start by laying down this lovely bordered panel. It's nice to have you here anyway, Ellie. What are you up to today? I'm going to be in that cabin creating. Lay that one down. Straight. So I'm just popping that right over where that stem was showing. And then we're going to take this layer and stick this down as well. Now this doesn't stand out that well. I'm kind of tempted. Yeah, let's just go with it. I am going to pop some dimensionals on here. It's going to be a very tall card that will be very expensive to post. Maybe I'll just have to hand deliver it. I just feel that this will help it pop up a little bit off of my card base. And then I'm going to put it over to the right hand side, mostly. About there. I think that's straight. And then I'm going to take my little strip, cut an edge, and add a bit of Tombow just to the centre. And pop it down at the bottom there, just to bring in a bit of balmy blue. That is kind of hovering in the air a little bit, but it will be fine. Then I don't need that bit. I'm going to pop more dimensionals, shall I? Should I keep that bit flat? Should I really go to town? Do you know what? I think we could keep it flat and it will be fine. No, let's put dimensionals on it. If we're going to make a card, let's make it how we want it to be. Worry about a bit of postage. I mean, the state of Royal Mail. Nothing's arriving anyway, so may never even get there. Apologies if you work for Royal Mail and you're sick of people moaning at you. But it is frustrating. It's been very frustrating. The amount of small businesses over Christmas that have suffered through this. I'm not personally talking about myself. You know, people that have had to stop, close shops and things like that, because they knew that they wouldn't be able to get their products out to customers in time. Very sad. Just going to add a bit of life to these flowers. Ellie, catching up on jobs, tidying up, stitching repairs, and hoping to find a bit of time to craft too. That sounds like a really great productive day off. Sounds like fun. I've got a few stitchy jobs that want doing around here. Right, I'm gonna, oh, I'm not, am I? No, I'm gonna keep these flat. I was gonna, yeah, no, I raised, didn't I? I raised, so I will raise these as well. And we'll raise the owl. Why not? Let's just go to town. Use up all these dimensionals. Right, let's add these in. Take the backs off of the owl as well. And we're just going to pop this one over this side. So cute. And then pop these in. As if the owl is holding onto them. And then we're going to call it done. So really sweet. Love those flowers. Could of course have coloured in those behind, but I just wanted to focus more on like this label area. So there we go. Cute owls. Let me see what you are chatting about. Ellie, saw a good quote. You will never always be motivated. You must learn to be disciplined. Yeah, great. Oh, you like the cuteness as well. It's the eyes, isn't it? It's those big eyes. My original's pretty much the same. I think I just used a darker centre on the flowers there. Hello Jill, how are you doing? Thank you for your nice comment. Right, let's move on to the next one. What are we doing for time? 10:30. Been going an hour. Gosh, I do know how to talk, don't I? Right, let's move on that note. I'm not sure what time Jason's going to want to go into work. Right, this time I thought I would bring a bit of colour into my base, if you can call crumb cake a colour. So 5 3/4 by 8 1/4. Hello Amanda, my lovely, how are you doing? Just to let you know, I posted you something yesterday. There will be no charge for postage, but I just didn't know when I was going to get your way, so I thought I would just post it, and hopefully now, there was me just slating Royal Mail, but I'm hoping that it gets there in good time. Right, so I have got my base of crumb cake. I have got a layer of balmy blue, which measures 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. A layer of basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. So these two will just sit on top of each other with a small edge showing of the white. Yeah, I was hoping to get your way like before Christmas, and you know what it's like, and then I just not sure when I'm going to get to you. As much as I love shopping, heading in your direction just sometimes isn't always feasible. And I know I put that offer out there, but I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to post it. Let's hope it gets to you really soon. And I will say the last couple of things that I've posted have got there in really good time, so I shouldn't really shout too much about Royal Mail. Right, what I'm going to start with, I've got an owl already. I need to colour that one in. I've got a flower. Let's have one of these. I am going to put a darker centre in that one though. Where's my little centre? I don't need my mat just to do this little bit. So cute. So we just got some subtle colour going on that one. Got one there for later. I've already die cut a panel, a little label. I've got the other half of that piece of DSP, so it's 1/2 inches by 3 inches. And then I've got a strip of, this might not be an exact measurement because it's out of my scraps, 1 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, so I need to do, I'm going to do some stamping on the back of here. Let's move those pieces to one side. I've already cut myself a little edge as well with the cracker die. Helen, your Happy Mail has arrived. That's great. So that didn't take that long, which is good. I know I posted one and I posted something second class and it got there the next day. So maybe I am being a bit mean. Right, what I need to do is give this a clean. Amanda, your traffic there is ridiculous. Yeah, why is that? Is it like a commute? Is it a way people commute into Bristol or something? Right, just giving that a little clean. I have got my, I'm using a wet wipe. That's not the best advertising. I've got my Stampin' scrub right here, but it needs a good clean and it's probably a little bit dry. And it probably, if I use it, it will probably make the stamp dirtier than it actually is. So let's just make sure that's clean. Bring in my spongy mat. How sweet are they? And then I'm going to pull in my balmy blue. Ink it up. Ooh, let's get rid of that. It's things like that. That's how we get those fingerprints of ink on our cards and we don't know how it happened. Have to be careful of that as well. So I'm going to pop one here, like that. And then I'm just going to repeat. Put one a little lower, hanging off the edge, like that. So I'm just doing like tone on tone. If you've got a Versamark ink, that will work equally as well with any of your colours. I'm going to clean that little splat as well. Oh, it looks so miserable out there. Do you all agree the weather really does affect how we feel? Like when the sun's out, it makes you feel like doing stuff, doesn't it? When it's like this, you just want to cozy down under a blanket and craft. Craft to your heart's content. Right, I'm going to pop one up here. And one down there in that little gap. That should be enough. So just added a bit of splattage. Okay. We'll set that to one side. Let's colour in this owl. My back will be thankful for a 2-minute sit. Right. Let's do the light grey granite first. Just quickly colour in the beak and the feet. And then we'll take I like to do the dark first. And just colour in. I really should pull out my watercolour pencils. I just forget about them. Plus, I love the blends so much that when I'm colouring, I just want to use these. But I will say, I find colouring with the dark colours quite difficult for me, because I only like using soft colours. I don't tend to colour a lot with the deeper colours. Just scares me a little. I don't know why. That's stupid, isn't it? But and then with the light crumb cake, I'm just going to go around the eyes. Quickly colour in. They're just so quick and easy to use, these pens. Remember, you need a Memento ink pad when using them, otherwise you'll get a bleed into your paper. Oops, need to do this bit as well. Helen, have you ever been to if you're still on here, the 7&Y Smokery? Did I ask you this last time? Honestly, my brain would even forget if I'd asked you that. We went there for coffee. Not weekend just gone, but one before, where I'm going back in with the light crumb cake, and I'm just going to pull that bit of colour together just to create a bit of shadow under my wings. Oh, so Amanda, you're in a bit of a bottleneck. Yeah, I guess a lot of traffic comes off the M5 at Cribs, doesn't it? So Helen, your craft along kit from Amanda only just arrived today. Yeah, I think things are kind of all over the place, and I think we just have to expect that. You haven't been to the Smokery. So it is a fish restaurant, and we don't eat fish, but they've got downstairs, so it's fish restaurant upstairs. Downstairs you can buy obviously the local fish, but downstairs they've got a cute coffee shop, really lovely little coffee shop, and a beautiful deli, and like a bit of a gift shop, and it's lovely. I really like going there, although you need to check out the times, because we arrived there at like 1 o'clock, and they'd stopped doing, like, they only do breakfast or something, otherwise it's like coffee and cake. I mean, the cake is delicious there, but if you wanted like a panini or a sandwich, you wouldn't, I don't know if you'd get that there, but in the morning it's like breakfasty kind of things. But yeah, it's just lovely. The aesthetics in there are beautiful. It reminds me a bit, the interior walls there are like the same stone that's used on our barn, so it's just lovely colours. Right, little owlet is done. I think owlet is something, if any of you with young children watch something called PJ Masks, Vivi likes PJ Masks. I'm sure she's got an owlet dressing up outfit. Let's just trim around. Yeah, so that's the smokehouse. It's on your road, like from Hynham in your direction. It's at, I think it's called Chaxhill. So through Minsterworth, I think, and then Chaxhill. I think that's where it is. So yeah, nice little place for a coffee, definitely. We have eaten in the restaurant before, although Jason tells me we haven't, but I know we have, because we went there with Soph when she came back from uni once, but I think Jason had fish and chips. I definitely didn't have fish, so they must serve other food as well. The only thing that puts Jason off is when you first go in, because obviously there is like a fish shop within it. He says it just smells a bit fishy. Look it up, have a look. But I think it's like they're sort of turning in, if you've been over this way and you've been to Dunkerton's, it's like they're sort of turning it into that. They've got some like outdoor street food vans and things like that there. So I'm wondering if they're going to be like doing events there. But yeah, it's really nice. Lovely cake. Lovely cake. Actually, Jason had a toasted tea cake. It wasn't that big, but I think it was good. Right, we've got a little owl. Let's cut out this flower. So yeah, that's a nice place to go. We always try and do that if we're not racing or anything at the weekend. We try and go somewhere and have a coffee, go and do something. Although this year I have vowed we need to get away for some more city breaks and do more stuff. Although looking at Jason's race calendar, goodness me, I've written down all of his dates. His first race starts at the end of April. There's one at the very end of April. So they go from like then until September. And I think I counted 15 dates. 15 race dates. So he's doing 2 series, of course. One's not enough. 15 dates in 3 months. Work that out. Am I ever going to see him, or are we ever going to have a weekend together to do anything? Debatable. So, right, add these layers together. In between that, I need to squeeze in classes and other stuff. Right. Just mounted those 2 together. Could be a good meeting point for us, Helen, as well. If we were both on a lost for something to do. I mean, I'm laughing at myself because I'm never lost for something to do. Never a dull moment. But yeah, if there was a point when we needed to meet up, that would be like, I wouldn't say it's halfway from you to me. Depends which way you would come, I guess. Right, excuse me. Feeling sniffly. Let's start building this up. Oh, I need to do my greeting. So let's swap out that greeting for the happy birthday one, because we always need birthday cards. For a very happy birthday. Okay, and then I am going to pull out my mat, ink it in soft suede, try and get it down here, straight. I just love these fonts. It's a little bit heavy-handed on that end of the stamp, but I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, there'll be an email coming out from me later, Helen. Belle. Ellie, if you're still here. I've got a new system, so hopefully it works. So I'm now paying for my email service in the hope that it's going to actually reach everybody that subscribes to it. Right, I'm popping some dimensionals behind this lovely label. Oops, that stuck to me. What happened? I put it on upside down. Let's ditch that one. It's because I don't have any nails at the minute. They're hard to pick up. But one great thing about our dimensionals is look how easy the backs come off. I just love them. I would never buy anything else, quite honestly. Right, let's just pop that one up there at the top. I can hear a door. Just gonna check. Can't see anyone. And then under this panel, just gonna add a little bit. Oh, I've got half of one over here. Let's use that. Don't need too much of it. Probably about that much. And I'll slide it underneath where I want it to go. Let's just add a bit of Tombow. Come on, wakey wakey. There and there. And then this is just slightly wider than my card. So it measured 4 inches and my card base is 4 1/8. Just have it centrally. Left to right and then top to bottom on this label. Snip off some of this. And then I'm just going to wedge it under. I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on the back there. I didn't glue under here. I'm just going to wedge it under because I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted it to go. It's a bit longer than on my original, but that's fine. Okay, then a little strip of pattern paper can go down. I had an earlier breakfast this morning as well. That's maybe why my stomach is talking to me. It's asking for coffee. Yeah, we should make it a date. Belle, you're feeling a girly crafting weekend coming then. What, with Jay being away? Yeah, I will look at those dates and open up the barn for the weekend. Sophie will be moving out of her... She'll be moving because her office at the moment is in her old room here. Why does that look crooked? She's having a garden room. They are commencing build next week. So once that is done, we'll be making her studio back into a bedroom. So we'll be back on full steam of having, what's the word? Not capability, having, well, the potential for guests, more guests. We got 4 bedrooms here, so, but one is a playroom, has got a bed in it. Right, I'm gonna pop that one over there like that. My little owl's gonna have some dimensionals behind. Just a couple. I think this one might be my favourite. Oops, where did that go? Pop you down here. And then our little flower. Pop up there. Cute. Super cute. I didn't feel the need to like add any bling or anything. It's those eyes. Super cute. My original. Much the same. What do you think? Which one do you like the best? With colour or just white? Let's do up these inks, they make me nervous. Right, so we are done. What is the time? 10 to 11. Not too bad. Not too bad. I've got more that I wanted to share with you. Once I started colouring these owls, I was like, oh, I want to do more. Belle, you need to learn to drive the camper. So you're thinking goal number 1 could be a trip to you. Yeah, perfect. And of course, although if you're coming here for a weekend, and we've done it in the past, had you all over when Jason's been away racing, the camper won't be here. So that's a bed that's gone, the extra bed. Which one do you prefer? White or balmy blue? You like them both, Helen? But you like the white background. Yeah, I like them both, but I do like the colour in there. So, yeah, we'll talk, girls. We will talk. What have I got to show you? Looking around is such a mess in here. I've got ladies coming Thursday. I need to get straight. I really wanted to have like a real good spring clear out here. But I look around, I'm like, well, I can't get rid of you. I can't really get rid of you. I've got that old pile of catalogues. Somebody might want some of those at some point. So I can't get rid of you. I don't know. It's just, the more space you've got, you fill it. Amanda, white background for clarity. Yeah, and I like the cleanliness of this one, the freshness and the crispness. So I'll give you a little flash at another colour that I did with this. And I made something similar to this for Coles, but I didn't put the owl on. I put more flowers because she just got herself a job. So gave her a little treat to go with it that I packaged. What, I was going to show you something else, and now, oh, I know what I was going to show you. So I've got my 6-card class. This is available in the post. Lots of Petal Park. Is that what it's called? Name's gone out of my head. Yeah, lots of Petal Park going on there. So that is a class in the studio Thursday morning. I've got a couple of spaces if anybody would like to come, or you can order kits in the post. You can add on the bundle. So that is this and this punch. They are just £36 together. Lovely bundle. We're also using that at my catalogue launch on Saturday morning. So love it, absolutely love it. What else do I need to show you? I think that's it. Don't think I've got any more sneak peeks. So I've got loads of new product that I need to play with. What was I playing with yesterday? Oh, where have you gone? Which is part of a sneak peek I've just shown you. But I didn't get the dies for this, and I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was trying to be careful with not spending too much money. Total regret on not getting the dies. I've done a U bell, I've done a U, and thought I could make do, but definitely not. Definitely not. I will be getting them. So I've got an order to go through anyway. Helen, oh, of course, you're moving into your new craft room. It's so exciting, but it looks like a bomb has gone off, followed by a hurricane and then a tornado. Oh dear, yeah. You'll get there, my lovely, you'll get there. It's such an exciting thing, though, is like finding homes for everything. So, Jill, you like the tone on tone with the slightly paler flower? Yeah, it's quite dainty, isn't it? I do like that one too. You think you need to invest in some balmy blue. Yeah, it's not really a me colour. I do love my greens, but I love it with the greens. I love it with soft succulent. And really, the love has stemmed from this paper here. Now, I know we've got some Mango Melody going on here, but just look how beautiful these colours are together. I love balmy blue. Team it with a bit of Night of Navy, and it's beautiful. But yeah, this is a lovely pack of paper, and you've got Petal Pink in here, which is gorgeous as well. So that's where last week's cards came from, the colour inspo. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I need a coffee. I need to go over and check what Jason's up to. He could be in a state of boredom, I should imagine. He never knows what to do with himself when he can't do anything generally. So I'm sure he'll head off into work soon. Not that he'll be able to do too much because he doesn't need to overdo it. We shall see. You think the eyes pop more on the blue background? Yeah, I agree. They definitely do. They definitely do. Yeah, Helen, you know, we'll have to come over and christen the craft room. So, right, I will say goodbye for now, my lovelies. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you've enjoyed the creations today. As I said, the adorable owls, they are free with a £45 order. So get in touch if you want to add your order to mine. If you want to do your own order, you will have to pay shipping, but if it's over £30, add on my host code and I will send you a little hand stamp card and a gift in the post next month, just to say thank you for supporting me. So, right, bye for now and take care, and I'll be back with you all very soon. So, cheerio.